At the maze control rooms, Tranza was now ready to prepare his actions. Well then, now they're divided, now let's conquer them, said Tranza. I couldn't agree more, said Long. Well, I think Tommy and Mikoto are who we need. Once they've gone missing, Guy Ikarai will become an evil ranger. I'm not so sure about that, said Basco. However, it'll be fun to see them perish. You'll never get away with this, said Guy Ikarai. Oh, I will, said Basco. And when they all find out they're tricked, I'm blowing off the whole joint. Meanwhile, it has become very frightening of the Go-On Wings forced to fight apart. Each one of them were simply getting worried they could not be reunited to fight as sibling forces. Shinken Gold can be seen fighting in the air filled with phantoms. Whoa, I can't believe that I can't hit them, said Shinken Gold. Another part has Quantum Ranger, who is trying to communicate with Nato Tazawa. Is anyone else getting the impression that I don't know how to pronounce Nato's last name yet? Nato, I hope you can help me now, said Eric. Now the plan was about to be launched for Abare Killer and Green Ranger. On one part of the maze, Abare Killer was trying to find out which door is which. Green Ranger was caught fighting some apparitions of Dora monsters. This isn't working, said Green Ranger. These monsters can be hit, but can't be hit. On the other side, Abare Killer was losing his cool while beating some of the Barma Hai. Why can't I find out which door, said Abare Killer angrily, blasting everything around him. Meanwhile, at the new sky base, Billy and Ranu were trying to figure out the location of the maze, just in case they needed to break through. Hoji was with them, with Sen. Trini began to upload footage. However, she will have a bit of an argument with Jason for straying off earlier. Trini, you can't just leave like that, said Jason. You know we're a team. I had to call you back. Man, you're in trouble. Kimberly has gone missing looking for you. We'll need to get that portal analyzed if we expect to win. Who knows who could have been caught there, said Trini. Well enough. Trini, may I borrow your camera? Asked Ranu. Oh, sure, said Trini. Apparently this maze is in some pocket dimension, said Billy after analyzing the footage. I have to pity Mikoto. He's pretty rash at times even after he gave up being a villain, said Ranu. He was actually under the influence of the Evolian god Werezilla, along with the other villains. Wait, Tommy was once under mind control and became a villain. You know, I'm starting to dream of a comical guy who wears a suit identical to mine, said Billy. Let's not think too much about that. What if they're trying to turn them both evil and... Oh, what if Guy Ikarai, said Ranu. What if my instincts tell me... Sen, would you mind doing a headstand, said Hoji. It might help me clear my computations. Right now, Cole and Akareta are trying to point out the coordinates. Trini, I thank you for giving me reliable footage. Thanks, Hoji, said Trini. But I have to admit, it's despicable to force our men to play a dangerous game like that. I suspect that it's all foul play. Sen did a handstand, starting to see the reality. He saw Guy Ikarai in some pocket dimension. The game is a trap and a bomb is to kill them all, said Sen. And here's what I see. Apparently someone did some research on Tommy and figured out he used to be evil for a short time. Mikoto has greater amounts of evil, though. Whoa, said Hoji. But now we found the location. If anything goes wrong, we'll barge in and stop that clown of danger. The Gokaijers should barge in. That's right. We'll have to kill Basco again and again if we have to, said Captain Marvelous. Maybe he survived. Last I knew, he was sucked into a time hole before we got back to the usual time and finished off the planet Delta so Earth's time can be normalized, said Luca. 絶対にケリをつける。そういうことか。Then he survived, said Joe Gibkin. It's too bad that Director Aya wouldn't allow us to rescue Guy Ikarai except for backup. We can't Gokai change into other Sentai anymore, said Captain Marvelous. Remember what we did? We released the powers back after the war was normalized time, but we only... Nobody fucking knows what you're talking about! Tough, huh? Said Deputy Commander Guy. I wonder if the same will happen to the Power Rangers when this is all over. Cole and Akared return with Hoji's tracking device. I believe we have the coordinates, but right now it's up to the heroes, said Akared. Oh wait, Kimberly hasn't returned. She did say didn't she say she had errands to do, said Hoji. No, what if, said Trini in fright, what if she was ambushed? Back to the maze, Tommy and Mikoto found themselves teleported into the control room where Guy Ikarai is. Did we win? Asked Tommy. Nope, said Tranza. As you know, I was able to find out you had done some pretty rotten things yourself, and so did Mikoto. Why, you arrogant piece of worm, said Mikoto, clenching his fists, ready to punch Tranza, but Tranza was too powerful. As you know, your pals are caught in the maze only to walk to their deaths, said Long. As you know, we're about to convert you two into our followers as well. Radiguet then entered into the control room for the very first time, doing some direct action himself. He had for the first time decided to lift a finger for his personal pleasures. Kimberly then fell down into the area after a very long drop. What? Where am I? Asked Kimberly, who was then frightened to see her nightmares at long last. Radiguet! Ah, my pretty, it would be very, very nice to have you here by my side. Dropping her here for me? How sweet. But you do realize fate has brought us together to be mine and mine alone, said Radiguet, who grabbed her immediately. Kimberly, what is she doing here? Asked Tommy, who was in chains. Tommy, no, said Kimberly. Boy, it would be pretty interesting when they'll be killed by their own friends. You three will do. Now it's time to make you three evil and serve the United Lands of Evil when so much evil is in them. No, screamed Kimberly. I have to morph. Wait, I forgot it. To bring it. Oh, crud. You forgot your morpher. You don't need it. In fact, to where you're going to be mine. My queen. It's best you forget it and be mine, said Radiguet, who held her and groped her breast. Ah, screamed Kimberly as Radiguet groped her breast and Tommy watched in disgust. Now then, I might schedule our wedding any time. Ah! Why must I torture myself like this? No, I don't want to keep reading. Oh, I got to. No, my watch. Let go of me, you monster. Me marry you? Never, said Kimberly as she tried to free herself. What? Kimberly, when? Said Tommy. How could you? Oh, wait. I haven't done anything to be evil. Why? Said Guy Ikarai. Foolish youngling, do you realize that evil exists in the hearts of men? All men, said Radiguet. Well, I'll simply brainwash you while these two will become evil beyond evil. As said, that's why the orcs are born. That's why the Virums have the right to conquer the earth. Humans are the worst fallen bastards ever. You're a monster yourself, the worst that is, said Kimberly as she spat at Radiguet. Ah, my pretty, you're going to learn to please me, my sweet Kimberly. A woman of your beauty should rule the universe by my side as my queen. Before that, I will definitely enjoy you first, and then I will have sweet plans for the others. Oh God. I think I'm gonna be sick. What the? No, said Kimberly as she felt goosebumps at the idea of Radiguet enjoying her. Why, thank you, my pretty. Now it's time to let the evil awaken in them, said Radiguet as he used his brainwashing waves on Tommy and Mikoto, restoring their evil tendencies. Tommy began to turn into the evil Green Ranger, holding a restored, hell-freed sword, and Mikoto back to his evilish self. As for Guy Ikarai, he was tainted with the evils that were once in Barai and Mikoto, even if their keys are gone. Now stood darker versions of Gokai Silver, Green Ranger complete with a restored, hell-freed sword, and Abare Killer. Kimberly watched in horror at Radiguet's sadistic display. But now, before the show begins, I'd like to have a private moment with you, said Radiguet. What? This is bad, said Kimberly. You! Radiguet then dragged Kimberly to a room. Who knows what he had planned for her? All that can be heard is Kimberly's screams as who knows what Radiguet was doing to her for several hours. No! Please, don't, please, don't. Ah! All that could be heard were Kimberly's screams. The sounds of ripping garments were heard. Back at the maze, the heroes ran into each other. Deca Break nearly beats up Shinken Gold by mistake. Now they were in strife. Little did they realize the maze had the dark taint of evil which was directly caused by Tommy and Mikoto's presence. Hey, watch it, said Deca Break. Hey, you watch it, said Shinken Gold. Just then their rage began to build up. It didn't take long. Even Gohan Gold and Gohan Silver, who were pretty close as siblings, were fighting as well. Well, Dad always liked you better, said Gohan Silver. No, he did like you better as usual, said Gohan Gold. At the same time, Quantum Ranger and Gao Silver were starting to shoot each other like crazy, both gone crazy by the endless maze that only the United Lands of Evil could end. Samurai Ranger began going berserk and fighting Magi Shine as well. Magi Shine and Deca Break are seen fighting with each other. Forget about using Smokey, bright boy, said Magi Shine. Oh, shut up, Genie Wielder, said Deca Break. White Ranger 2 began becoming berserk as the original Kiba Ranger would, doing malicious gestures on Gohan Silver. Hey babe, maybe you should suit out, said White Ranger 2. In your dreams, fanboy, said Gohan Silver, who then kicked White Ranger 2. Geki Violet and Geki Chopper were also fighting each other. I'm the battle martial artist, said Geki Violet. No, I am, said Geki Chopper. Just then, the maze transformed into an arena as they continued to fight.